One of the first signs that X-Men 97 was going to be this exceptional piece of superhero media was that seemingly right out of the gate, Cyclops became a fan favorite. Which is entirely wild, truly astonishing to see. And a true testament to the idea that any character can persevere within the writing of someone who believes in them. My own belief in Cyclops has only ever been shallow in extremes. On one hand, I took him for this overgrown Boy Scout, a full-on totalitarian clown, one that Wolverine should never have to listen to. On the other hand, man was he a sharp dresser. I mean really, of all the comic book characters from any given universe, Cyclops has consistently had some of the most dynamic, exciting costumes around. With that being such a profound part of my X-Men fandom, here are some of my favorite uniforms from Scott Summers' wardrobe. New Cyclops. Time and again, New X-Men is hailed as one of the most fabulous comic runs around. May that legacy never end. I just hope that future generations will be able to openly admit that when redesigns came around, Scott Summers got so much from his time on Quietly's drawing table. Meanwhile, the likes of Beast and Wolverine walked away with so little. Nobody seems to mention that. The suit Slim wore in that book did a marvelous thing. It took some visual cues from the team's first suit, while at the same time it borrowed bits and pieces from the zeitgeist so that no matter how you look at it, you see something modern. Marvelous design there. Cyclops, the Revolutionary. This Cyclops right here is a whole different animal. After his wife died for a second time, his people went nearly extinct, and he killed his mentor, Scott Summers was driven past the point of no return. At least in comic book terms. So the point came where this usually emotionally reserved character started to wear his heart on his sleeve. The suit was completely devoid of traditional X-Men colors and had a stark resemblance to Magneto's suit. The symbolism and alterations made to the headpiece were fortified by Scott's own inner turmoil. This is the suit of a man who has gone through some shit. One who's more than ready and willing to put others through shit of their own. Truth be told, this suit would rank higher on my list, if not for the fact that Marvel Comics couldn't commit to the character development for very long. X-Factor 26. Thank goodness my youth had a double dose of Marvel Series 1 trading cards and the Toy Biz X-Men Series 1 collection. Without those things, who knows how long it would have taken me to become aware of this suit in its three-color glory. At that point it was the 90s, and as you can imagine, Scott was rocking his now iconic 90s look. Which, believe it or not, is a suit I've never really cared for. He looks like he's wearing a giant yellow diaper, which is drastically different from the suit he received in X-Factor 26 as a gift from a designer for saving the city. That suit? That suit is stunning. It's sleek yet simple, retro to a look he's gone with before. The design work on it breathes new life, complemented by the perfect combo of heroic colors. It really rocks my socks. Always has, always will. San Fran Cyclops. After a group of mutants saved San Francisco from the Goddess, it was declared a safe haven for all mutant kind. So once he relocated the X-Men to San Francisco, Cyclops made a few adjustments to his baseline outfit. He dropped the belt in favor of a gold clasp around his heart, containing an X within its center. The gold trim on this uniform also ran along the sides in parallel lines, mid-thigh and circled around the backs of his legs, and converged on the clasp on the left side of his chest. The outfit also had cuffs around the wrists and ankles, extending up the legs and forearms. This was a glorious look, for different reasons than the revolutionary outfit. Yet the two have something very specific in common. They both would have placed higher if not for Marvel's stubborn refusal to let character development stick. Neither look was long enough for this world. It's depressing and a damn shame. The unused Alex Ross design. I think it's remarkable that such a huge fan of 60s and 70s comics as Alex Ross is, could see the writing on the wall and submit such modern designs for these iconic characters. Once again, I find myself saying, shame on Marvel for never fucking using these. I especially like how each of the X's on each of the X-Men suits were different colors. It kept them all uniform and unique at the same time. As it is the same color of his optic blast, red is the perfect color for Cyclops. It sort of let his mutant power do the talking for him. The black visor was such an incredible design decision, so simple I'm surprised it wasn't used before. It conjured up visions of Kit from Knight Rider, which I suspect may have been a reason it wasn't used. Declaring bankruptcy around that time, I don't think Marvel was in any position to get sued. In December of '67, Don Heck had the daunting task of redesigning characters that sprung from the genius of Jack Kirby. For X-Men 39, Cyclops was one of those characters, and judging by how virtually every suit he's had since then has maintained a visual kinship to Heck's designs, I'd say it's pretty obvious he hit a home run. Partly because the right things were kept from Kirby's initial pass at the character. The cowl and visor, the logo on the belt, these things would evolve and become mainstays for the character and transcend team rosters. There's a good visual balance there being hit that reads as both mysterious and hero. More importantly, a subtext that reads leader and inspiration. The colors pop so hard they've been woven into the fabric of X-Men iconography. The visor has real weight to it, like it's an extension of Scott himself. I don't know if you've noticed, but I sure have. Cyclops is one of the few superheroes who can actually rock fold-over Buccaneer boots. I will maintain until the day I die that a good Buccaneer boot can take a good superhero suit and make it great. If it's proof you need, look at the boots in that suit and how they would evolve by the time the 70s came around. That suit would even set the tone for when the team delved back into a uniformed look. Even though the suit was long gone by the time I became an X-Men fan, it's my favorite. I hope you've enjoyed this celebration into the wardrobe of Scott Summers. And I really hope Marvel Comics goes back to making him one of the most stylish mutants around. That from the ashes look isn't working.